So I wanted to make a quick video on the ideal viewer or subscriber. So I know a lot of business books talks about having an ideal customer in mind. What are their values? What do they want to get out of the business? What are their needs? Demographics, sort of along those lines. So I figured I'm gonna make a video on ideal viewer or subscriber. So the people that I'm most likely looking for are probably going to be coming from the elite organization. So minority men, first generation college students, friends of elite guys that may have not come to college, may have not had the resources to come. But I really am kind of looking forward to the minority demographic. I believe we have a certain understanding of the world that lets us we have a nice work ethic, we have integrity, we have an understanding of what it's like to struggle, and I think that's very valuable. So I want that in an ideal viewer or subscriber. Future Terry Scholars. Terry Scholars are kind of known to have a good academic record, meaning they're able to at least think critically and ask good questions. Not necessarily that that's it, but that's what leads to good academics, but they're more comfortable in a classroom setting or in a learning setting. So I'd like some Terrys. They also have the leadership experience and capabilities, and sometimes to do things off the beaten path is really just kind of being able to understand why you're doing something and then doing it yourself. And if people follow, great, but if not, you're leading yourself in the path that you want to, and I really like that. Also, both kind of organizations have that. Elite has a big leadership component, but those are some organizations that I would like to get people in, or at least getting some viewers and subscribers. Because even if they're not subscribers or anything, but they're just viewing it, they can give some really good feedback. They have some really good insight. But I made a list of 5 traits that I'm really looking for, and then the reasons why. So the 5 traits are being patient, helpful, curious, meaning like asking good questions, disciplined, and insightful. So why? For patient, this is rookie season. There's a saying so I enjoy doing P90X. There's a saying from the guy Tony Horton that he always says, Rome was not built in a day, and neither is your body. And I like to use it as, okay, Rome was not built in a day, and neither is your education. Education was a foundational piece of your career, and we should not take it lightly. We should not read one book and believe our education is done. We should not listen to one podcast, get one degree, and believe our education is done. Our education is a lifetime of building the foundation of your thinking, of your perspective, of the way you analyze problems, of the way you solve, of the way you find solutions. So the ideal viewer or subscriber is going to be patient. These videos, they're coming out day by day. They may be scattered. They're very different topics, but I need someone who's being able to be patient to see the overall how we're building the education for ourselves. And education is a foundational piece for lifelong success and for future generations. So patient subscriber, patient viewer. 2 is helpful. If there's anything you see that can be improved, let it be known. Not necessarily just with a YouTube channel, but in class. If there's something that can be done, it's better to talk to your professor. Maybe not in front of the entire class, but talking to the professor one-on-one, seeing how you can improve your education, how the class can be improved, how you can do maybe extra work on an assignment that you don't feel very comfortable with or sure on, that you know is going to be on an exam or something along those lines. If there's anything that you see that can be improved, let it be known. So an ideal viewer is helpful. 3, curious, ask good questions. For 3, the questions that are asked not only answer it for you, they answer it for the group and for the collective. So if someone has a question, I'm going to graduate soon with my degree in entrepreneurship. I don't remember what it was like being a freshman entrepreneurship major I don't necessarily remember all the questions that I had. I know I had a lot, but that's also why I started researching startups, growing companies, different industries. I had a bunch of questions, and there wasn't necessarily professors that could answer them exactly, so I looked out on the internet, found books. I just did research. So being able to be curious and asking good questions, although I may just be one resource that everyone's using in their educational bucket, the more questions you ask, I may not be able to answer them, but by asking them, you'll let other people know, hey, that's an important topic, especially if you give a reason as to why you believe the question is important. So curious and ask questions. 4 is disciplined. Discipline is very important. It kind of goes along with patient. Discipline, someone that's disciplined will be able to play the long game. They won't necessarily get stressed out about not seeing short-term gains. And one that comes to mind is fitness. Somebody that works out for a week or two and gets kind of agitated that they don't see any results, although they're not patient, they're probably not as disciplined as they may appear. Someone that's disciplined understands that to get in decent shape, it may take 3 to maybe 6 months of just consistent work. And that's the same with education. Somebody that knows that to be able to think on a broader scale with different perspectives and be able to ask very good questions may not come next week, but you should be on the process of getting better thought leaders into your a word that comes to mind is brain trust. There's people that you like to hear their perspective, you mentors, board of directors, and over time they will improve your education or your ability to think, but it's not going to happen in a week or two. It's not going to happen in a month or two. It's going to happen 6 months to a year. And this is still our rookie season. So as long as you're better when you're an 8-year veteran than you are your rookie season or your second season or your sophomore season, your third year, just discipline plays a huge part in being able to successfully play the long game. So those are four right now: patient, helpful, curious, disciplined, and the last one is insightful. And the little note that I made was, I want insight from viewers or subscribers because everyone has wisdom from their own experience. Everyone has a different point of view. Everyone's lived different lives, and we have truths within each other's lives that can help each other. And if we're trying to learn as a group, if we're trying to learn as a neighborhood, we have one perspective, but somebody that grew up in a different country or has family in different countries or has different family struggles, they can all bring in a good point of view. And the more we share our perspective and our insights of what we learned throughout our lives, the better the whole will be. And that's the goal. In a business, it's not necessarily the best leader runs the best business. It's the best group of people that run the best business. It's the way the team can work together. And to run an effective and efficient business and group, we need to be able to share our insights and be able to share different perspectives, agree on some points, disagree on others, and figure out where each of us has our own truth and where each of us has our own wisdom. But that's really those are the 5 traits that I'm looking for in an ideal viewer. And if you want to stay long-term on this kind of channel's mission, a subscriber is patient, helpful, curious, disciplined, and insightful. So just wanted to make a quick video on that. So, thanks.